I've never seen you play this well.
Neither have I, to be quite honest.
Put your phones away! I guess we may as well get into it. This one's a little bit different for anybody listening. So I'm sat here with Tarun Dewan, and you're a councillor for the City of Cockburn.
Yeah.
And it's I seen something pop up on your Facebook feed. It's funny how social media will give you what you want to see. But I seen something that you shared, but I guess I'll let you introduce yourself and we'll get into this discussion about a potential golf course.
So, Joel, whatever I say today in the podcast would be my personal views and not the councillor's views. So, look, the City of Cockburn does not have a golf course in the first place. So, we were very keen initially, 20 years ago, when somebody would have raised this issue. But then 20 years is a long time to really fructify the whole project. Yeah. And we have been sort of spending money and investing money on different consultants to do the fauna studies and other studies. And I thought that this was probably a waste of ratepayers' money. Even though I'm a golfer, I would have loved to have a golf course in Coogee. But then my conscience did not allow me to sort of support that any further because 20 years is a long time.
So what we're talking about is, so in 2006, I believe it was.
Correct.
There was scope to put in a golf course in Coogee. So for anybody that's listening that might not know where Coogee or Cockburn is about 20 minutes south of the CBD, and then Coogee is in about 15 minutes west towards the border.
Correct.
So there was scope to put in a 9-hole, 18-hole, what was?
It was a 9-hole course planned initially because the land wouldn't allow us to go for 18.
Yeah.
So that was the first sort of break for me that, look, 9-hole course may not be profitable. But then there was a thought process that we might add a driving range, a mini course and a cafe and a bar and things like that. And look, I was primed to that because 2022, I voted for the study to continue. But then it was not going anywhere.
Why was there such a gap between 2006 and 22? What was happening in that time?
Joel, that's a great question. I mean, if any project is viable and is required by the community, the councillors will support it. But the very fact that it has been lingering on and on and on for 20 years means that it was perceived to be not strategic.
Yeah.
So that actually made me, I guess, move my alternate motion in the council to sort of see where do we stand as a team. And of course, we got 5-4 in the end.
So 5
in favor of stopping all work and 4 in favor of continuing.
And you were one of the 5?
Well, I moved the alternate motion, so I was one of the 5, yes.
I'll try not to get passionate about it, but I don't understand that.
Yeah.
But personally, we've spoken about numerous times on this podcast. That WA, very much in particular, WA is lacking of golf courses. And then especially when I probably should have brought it in with me, but I've done a map of WA listing where all the golf courses, all the golf facilities, every drive range possible is. And that gap that we're talking about, I might actually say, we've got a picture of the map now. So if you're not on YouTube, this is probably worth jumping on YouTube or visually watching it.
Yep.
Can you point out to us where the golf course was projected to go?
Sure. So you look on the left-hand side is Coogee.
Yep.
So in that area, that's the West Ward. There are 3 councillors for West Ward, and Coogee is they represent Coogee as well. So you can't see the greenery there, but on the left side of where the word Coogee is, that's probably the land, about 60 hectares approximately.
So also almost where the Surfing Lizard, is it going south of there,
It's going south.
Yeah.
And it's very next to, of course, the ocean, as you can see. The ocean is probably 100 meters.
I've got so many questions now. So this was going to be a links-style golf course?
Well, we don't know because there was no business case done for the last 20 years.
It never even got that far ahead of...
It never even got far to... See, you must have heard the term agile decision making. You test waters and then make a decision. But 20 years, if you're doing studies after studies, one after the other, then there is something not right about it.
I'd assume a lot of the studies that would have gone into it is the fauna,
heritage, Aboriginal land, things like that.
Yeah.
So I would have thought that some of the land would have been eventually not touchable because of the Aboriginal land or European heritage land or other reasons, flora and fauna and cockatoos and environmental issues. So we would have been left with something like, I guess, anywhere between 40 to 45 hectares. And Joel, that a 9-hole golf course, a good 9-hole golf course requires 30 to 35 hectares of land. If you type into ChatGPT, they will tell you that 9-hole course requires that much of land.
I would be curious to know. So I actually, because obviously I knew we were, going to have this chat, but I chucked something up on my socials today, and it was simply asking people. So this was the question: which would you rather built near your house? A 9-hole golf course that you can always get around at, or 18 holes, but it's almost impossible to get on? Now, the breakdown numbers of that was, so far in a few hours, there's been 770 votes that have said they would rather a 9-hole course that they can just get on compared to the 18. So 92% have said they'd rather a 9-hole course. But wow. I feel like there was a bit of a discussion that no one wanted a 9-hole golf course to go through because it's not traditional golf and it almost seems like a bit of a gimmick. What's your stance on that?
See, I have played, I play on a Sunday at Point Walter. It's a 9-hole course.
Yep.
And there's a mini course around that where kids come and play. It's as busy as you would imagine. And we have to book in advance. Like we have a club and we play almost every Sunday for the last 10 years.
Like a social club that you're
Like
part
a
of.
social club.
Yep.
And the reason I would think that people prefer 9-hole golf course is because you finish in about 2.5 hours. You can go back home. Like we tee off at 8 o'clock. We are home by 11ish.
Perfect.
And wife is happy. You're happy.
Yeah, that's the important part.
You've done your exercise and everything else. And Sundays, if I get a chance, I play 18. So I'm not surprised with the response that you got, Glenn, Joel, for this survey. But personally, the real fun and satisfaction is out of an 18-hole golf course.
I couldn't agree more. If you had the option to put 9 or 18, obviously you're going to try and take the 18. But I think given that the land, I guess, that was available, especially and the costing of it all, I'd assume, I don't know what it costs to build a golf course, but I can't imagine it's cheap.
Look, again, that's a good comment. I did some study on that. Imagine if that amount of land was to be used for, let's say, housing. I'm not saying it's zoned for housing at the moment. It is not.
Yeah.
But if it was zoned for housing, that land is worth about $300 million.
Yeah, okay.
If you compare the pricing of the adjacent residential land in that area.
Yeah. So
land has a value, but then land also has a specification, a zoning. At the moment, it is not zoned for housing.
Okay.
So
was it last week it officially went through and basically it was put through 5 against 4. This will stop now. We're not going to continue this any further. Is that?
There is a little bit of leeway there, which is that the current study will continue.
Yeah.
I did not remove that clause from my motion. I said, whatever study is currently in the progress, let's continue that because we have already signed a contract last year.
Yeah.
I didn't want to stop that. So the report will come sometime in probably 6 to 8 months. That report will be tabled again.
Yeah.
And at that point of time, maybe the council will revisit. I do not know.
In your opinion, what do you think the best outcome for this be? You're going to have a 9-hole course. You're obviously going to have a clubhouse. I walk past there actually quite frequently. We take the dog, we take the kids, we go for a walk down on the beach there. It's a beautiful spot. I can picture exactly what this golf course would look like. It would be, have you seen the new 7 Mile that's opened up, 7 Mile down in Tasmania?
No.
It's just a beautiful, it's almost flat, linksy style golf course. The terrain around Woodman Point, Coogee, Surfing Lizard, what we're talking about, is very similar to the terrain that would be for 7 Mile. So it's quite, like low bushland. It's plenty of white sand. Obviously, copping the elements from the ocean as well. But that is a perfect spot for people to walk past. You could have a clubhouse that's potentially, almost like an open cafe style type setup. The picture of that, if I could draw up how I'd imagine that to be, that would have to be one of the busiest golf courses in Western Australia.
I'm not surprised with your evaluation, Joel, because I would love to have a golf course in Cockburn. I would love to have a golf course. But then you are competing with similar other projects which need funding, which need capital investment, and which needs which have a greater sort of utilization by the community. So as a councillor, when you sit on that chair, you don't think about yourself. I mean, personally, yes, for sure.
That's obviously, I can only picture a golf course there.
So, and there was a good response from people who wanted this golf course. Let me not negate that, obviously, but looking at all the factors like the size of the land, the budget available, the delay of 20 years, all those factors then played in, I guess, in the decision that we took.
Was there a study put towards, I guess, the city of Cockburn to whether does a survey go out like this, asking whether people would want it or not? Did it get that far?
Oh, look, that's a question that I would not have the answer, because 20 years ago, I migrated 22 years ago in this country. So, and I was totally out of touch with the government, the local government. I'm sure there would have been some initial consultation.
Yep.
How exhaustive that was. What was the population of Coogee at that time? How many people played golf at that time? I really don't know. But then over the years, the game has become so popular.
It's incredible.
I mean, we don't get booking at Collier unless we book 10 minutes at the scheduled time.
Is that where you'd play most of your golf at Collier?
Sunday
at Collier.
18 holes.
Yeah.
One of the 4 ball is a member who pays X amount of dollars a year.
Yeah.
He gets priority for booking.
Okay.
So we told him, you guys, you book for us every Sunday.
Of course. It just goes to show how busy golf is in WA. And I put a map up the other day, maybe in the post edit, I'll get it put up here, but I actually looked into, because a bit of a golf nut, I'm starting to become a bit of a stats nut as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so myself and Chopper, we travel around a fair bit, and we film sort of all across Australia, and we've been going, sort of international as well. And the lack of golf courses in WA, you could say that almost for Australia, really. I think we're ranked possibly 3rd in the world for the number of golf courses. But when you compare the numbers, compared to America, compared to, I think Japan could potentially be 2nd, we're nowhere near. We don't have anywhere near enough.
So we rank number 3 in terms of the number of golf courses in the world.
In the world, yeah, per country.
Per country.
I could be wrong. Could be 4th. I feel like
still it's a huge number.
I know we are quite up there. But when you look at golf course, I'll see if I can bring it up right now. Golf courses. I chucked it up on my Instagram, and it got a lot of feedback. 5th in the world. Okay, yeah. So USA, Japan, Canada, and then England. Then we fall behind with about, so it's between 1,500, 1,600. Right. And I'll see if I can quickly find it. Sorry to...
Look, the other thing which I forgot to share, Joel, was the amount of water that you need to maintain that golf course.
Yes.
That's about $1.5 million a year estimated expenses.
Yep.
But look, all that can be offset if the revenue is being generated by the people to play.
Yes.
And there is some kind of joint investment into the whole project,
So was that, I'm guessing that was done, is it a feasibility study to see how involved did it get to the point of, can we seriously get this golf course off the ground?
Look, I don't think we went to, the council has gone into too much of depth of study other than environmental issues. Yep. That's about it.
Because that's the first issue straight away.
Yeah. But that also has dragged for 20 years, which is a huge, period to say that, look, this is not, people are not serious.
I feel like, if people wanted this done and if it was taken seriously, 20 years is too long. It could get done in, I'd assume, 6 months,
Exactly.
if that.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I'll give you an example. The richest man, what's his name in US?
Elon Musk.
No, the other guy. The guy who is now in 80s, 90s. Anyway, he has a staff of 6 people and he manages billions and billions of dollars and companies. I forgot his name anyway.
I'm having a blank spot. Microsoft.
No. This is Charlie Munger's partner. Charlie Munger, of course, passed away. And this guy is... anyway.
You've done about as much study as we know.
Warren Buffett. Yeah, thank you.
Of course, yes. Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett. I believe he manages billions of dollars with only 5 or 6 employees.
Okay.
So if I think we have to be more productive in our approach, whether it's a golf course or any other project in Australia and Western Australia. We need to be more productive. We need to be more agile. I think that's something that's probably missing in our approach to any project.
I know you can never say, I believe you said there was a clause to say that it's not finalised. You will still continue the studies and to get it going, but can you ever see it happening?
Oh, look, on a personal level, Joel, I would love to see a golf course on the Coogee Golf Course, a 9-hole course with a driving range and a bar and a clubhouse and kids playing and all those things.
Yeah.
But having worked in the council and the local government for 5 years now almost, I know how difficult it is to get funding, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, it may not generate the kind of returns that we expect from a golf course, 9-hole golf course. And we don't have any studies to compare that a 9-hole golf course can give you that much return on investment. Even though I believe Wembley has done very well. Wembley's got 27 holes, is that right?
36. They got
36.
2 18s. Yeah.
So they are probably profitable. There's another one, I think in Cambridge, the council built some other golf course.
Cambridge. I know there's Lake Claremont. That's a little 9-hole, like a par 3 course.
Yeah. I don't have a data to compare the profitability and return on investment.
Yes.
So that's something that I will always be open to, and I'm sure the council will be open to that if we can get data that says, oh, you can recover your investment in 10 years or 8 years or 9 years. That's fine, because councils are not meant to make profit. They also have got social obligation, to provide for.
I know. To be honest, I don't follow any politics. I don't watch any media. I don't watch the news. I don't turn the radio on. I try as hard as I can almost to avoid it. That's the kind of person I am, which I know sounds like I live a bit of a sheltered life, but I just don't want to get involved. Anyway, I feel like in 20 years. So I actually wrote down, because I was thinking, 9-hole course in Freo, 9-hole, we don't have too many of them. And then I started thinking about all the 9-hole courses that we have in WA. And we've actually got quite a lot.
Yes.
So I wrote them down. So we've got Point Walter, which you said you played at. We've got Embleton, which have you heard of Embleton?
I've heard of it, never played.
Yeah, so it's actually, it's not a traditional, it's not 36 holes. I think it's mainly par 3s, and I think there's 2 par 4s.
Okay.
'Cause I actually had a lot of questions about the actual design of this golf course, and obviously it never got that far, but I was very curious to know about the layout. And, I read that it was potentially Greg Norman Designs was...
Yes, initially there was something from the Greg Norman's subcontractor, I guess, but I haven't seen that report, no.
He likes bunkers too often, so I'm not a fan of his too many bunkers. But then you've got Freo Public, which I guess would have been the closest to what you had. And now they're spending, I should know the number, but I believe it's like 20 million or 10 million, or just a stupid amount of money.
Even Kunana, have you heard of Kunana?
I have.
They have taken over the Kunana golf course, and they're trying to make the greens bigger. They're trying to modify that. I met the CEO the other day, and he shared with me that they're going to really renovate that golf course to a standard.
Well, I'm a member at Kwinana Golf Club.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, okay. I've been a member there for coming up 10 years actually.
Oh, wow.
I've been heavily involved in the golf course and almost throughout this whole transition period of the council taking over.
Right.
So I spoke to Wayne on the way here. Yeah, because I guess almost as I'm interested to see how this is received, this interview. This is much more golf chat than we would normally have on our podcast. So this is, whether people are still listening, I'm not sure. But I do like the idea. Like I said, I'm becoming a bit of a stats nerd, especially with golf, wanting to know why things are happening, why they're not. Golf is growing so much. So I kind of like the idea of having a chat with Wayne as well, just to see, because I've heard the proposed plans for Kwinana Golf Club. They're talking about a drive range. They're talking about a potential another 9 holes going up the back under lights.
Oh, I didn't know that. Anyway.
It sounds very good.
Look, Kwinana is one of my favorite courses at the moment with the greens. That how fast they are.
Yes.
So, it's fun to play at Kwinana.
Yeah.
In fact, 2 weeks ago I played horridly bad.
How'd you go on the 5th hole? Dogleg right, bit of water in front of you. Anywhere right, you're in the bush.
1, 2, 3. A par 3 you're talking about?
No, it's a par 4. It's a severe dogleg right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I went over the trees, hit a fade, was on the fairway.
Oh, I kept the same ball?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. Oh, you must be a golfer then.
No, I played to about 12 handicap. So
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's better than me at the moment.
what do you play at?
Well, I'm off 9, but I'm sort of playing to about a 15 to 20. I'm shocking at the moment.
Look, same here. I mean, I'm 12, but I can go up to 20, 18, whatever.
Yeah, but why can't we go off 6? You know, why can't it go the other way?
Look, you are young. I'm 64. I'm turning 64 in coming October. So, my drive has lost distance. I used to hit 240, 250. Now it's 190, 210, max 220.
When was the last time you got, not so much, fitted for clubs or see if your clubs are suited for you?
Well, that's I haven't actually customized my set as yet.
Yeah.
But I play with the light clubs and the mediums. What do you call it? Flex, medium flex.
Okay, rightio. Well, I think that's your biggest. Chopper's the professional golfer, so he'd know more. But my father-in-law was struggling a fair bit.
Yeah.
And I went and got him a set of the graphite shaft Wilson Dynapowers. And he's hitting them a lot further, not only just straighter, but a lot further. He's getting more distance out of the club.
Look, as we grow older, we need to use graphite shaft and senior flex.
Yes.
So the distance is not compromised that way. So
see, I'm just closing my eyes and I'm swinging as hard as I can. I still haven't learnt yet. I still haven't grown up.
I think we need to play together, Joel, sometime.
I would love to have a round.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. Yeah. I guess I'll go back to the 9-hole golf courses that we do have, because I personally think that a 9-hole golf course, it's not the way of the future, but I feel like 9-hole golf courses, especially, we're running out of land, all this sort of business, 9-hole courses will come up more often. So we've got Freo Public, which you spoke about. There's Altone Park, which I haven't played at, but apparently it's a bit of a goat track, doesn't matter. You got Seaview, which,
Cottesloe?
In Cottesloe.
Yeah, I haven't played there.
So Western Australia, renowned for its beaches.
Yeah.
Personally, as a golfer, you would think everything would just be built on the on the coast. We should have upwards of 10 links golf courses. Have you ever played at Lancelin?
No.
Do yourself a favour. One of the best golf courses you'll ever play.
Really?
It's links style. It runs through the white dunes.
Right.
It's 9 holes now, but it was actually built 18. They built the 18 holes, and the 9 holes that aren't in play now would probably be the better 9 holes.
Okay.
So I went up there. I played the 9 holes. It's grass and grass greens as well. But to me, that is iconic Western Australia if you were to put a golf course on it.
Okay.
It's absolutely stunning. So that's Lancelin, which Seaview I feel like has that sort of similar view. You're looking over Cottesloe Beach, one of the best views you'll ever get.
How is it doing anyway in terms of
Seaview?
Seaview, yeah.
That's a bloody good question. I'm not too sure. Once again, I know golf. I love golf. I want to play golf. I don't know.
So that's something that, going in the future, we need to compare how they're performing in terms of return on investment kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And how people are perceiving it as the local community.
Yeah. See, I do know that I feel like that's predominantly a public golf course. Predominantly private golf course. But I'd assume this 9 holes. Now, I know that it probably never even got close to this, but I'd assume that 9 holes in Coogee would have been pure public.
Yeah. Oh, well, I would have thought so, yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be public.
See, to me, that's, once again, I feel like if the studies had been done, they would realise very quickly that this can generate a lot of money.
Look, if someone can give us a time-bound project plan, a business case and a project plan, and tells us this is the investment, these are the returns, this is the payback period, and this is what the community has said in terms of community consultation.
Yeah.
I'm an engineer by profession. I just like you, I want to analyze things as in an analytical way and make a call. But here, the factor that 20 years delay made me think, no, it's not happening. So
I wonder if there's a way that, now once again, I know that we're just predominantly asking golfers, and I can't imagine that someone that only knits and doesn't play golf is going to listen to this. But, so I assume that the answers are going to be heavily one way. But, do you want a 9-hole golf course? I guess that's the simple question. Is that something that the City of Cockburn and Coogee, I guess specifically asking people from Western Australia, but then I thought about it even more. Tourism WA would jump all over this. This is something that should be spruiking. You come over, you stay in Fremantle. the city of Fremantle, I know it's a different council, but they all work together.
Yeah.
You come down, you play the 9 holes at the new facility that Freo's done. You've got 9 holes in Coogee. Like, to me...
There's a surf park coming up in Cockburn. You know that? There is a surf
the wave park.
A wave park.
Yes.
In Jandacote.
Yeah.
And that would have been hardly 15-minute drive to the Coogee golf course, potentially. And then you have adjacent courses, Murray Park, Kunana golf course.
Yeah.
Then there's one in, I don't know if you have been there, the private golf course on the south of on the Leach Highway, near the Leach Highway.
Melville
Glades.
Yep.
And then you have, of course, you go towards Mandurah, then there's a cut, of course, and the sophisticated Meadow Springs cut.
Yeah.
There are a number of courses, but no one has done a study to say, okay, what is their utilization as such? And you rightly said, Joel, Tourism WA should come forward and promote these things to the world.
Yeah.
Invite tourists. There's a hotel coming up in Cockburn, by the way, at Cockburn Central. Is a it's called Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn, that's it. Yeah, I drive past it every day.
So there's a Holiday Inn coming up. There's a wave park. Personally, Joel, I would have loved to have a golf course.
Yeah.
But then you put on the hat of a community server. I put on the hat of a community councillor. Okay, which project would need more attention? That's how 5 people voted against the thing.
So just very quickly, I've heard about this wave park a fair bit.
Yeah.
To me, right? And if you just want to break it down very simply, we have some of the best beaches in the world. We've got some of the best surf in the world. And now we're building an inland wave centre, but we can't put a golf course on the beach.
More funny, Joel, we had a Glen Iris golf course, existing golf course.
Don't start about Glen Iris.
I was the only politician and a community server who fought for that. Do you know that?
Okay, no, well, here we go. We've asked this question numerous times. I've asked people to write in, to feed us, to tell us about Glen Iris. What happened to Glen Iris?
I'll tell you. See, a father had 3 sons or 2 or 3 sons. Father passed away. The sons wanted cash. They sold the golf course for
all of them wanted cash.
I would have assumed, and they at a throwaway price. I can't remember the price now, but it was a throwaway price, and they got their cash sitting in a bank, and the bank would pay them only if the council approval was obtained for residential buildings.
Okay.
9 out of 11 or 10 out of 11 voted in favor of the golf course to support the existing Glen Iris golf course to be retained and not given to the developers for construction of dwellings. But then the state government overturned the decision.
Get out.
Yes. And then what we were successful at that time was to safeguard number of trees. We said at least retain those bloody trees.
Yep.
So we could manage to get 40 to 45% of the trees remaining. But then it was all converted to dwellings. And now the prices of that area have skyrocketed.
Yeah, I know one of my good mates is, he built a house on about the 4th fairway.
Yeah. And I have fond memories, Joel, my son and me. My son had a hole-in-one on the par 3. I forget number 8 or number 7.
I think it's down towards the turn. So that was before COVID. They sold it before COVID. That all went through pretty much before the boom of golf happened.
It 2020. It started in 2019. It went up to 2022. I think 2-3 years.
Okay.
It was done and dusted, and the government overruled the council decision.
If that course was there today, it would be in the top 3 of the busiest courses in WA, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was such a fantastic location. Not far from north, not far from south, middle of the state.
Yep.
And it could have been a gold mine.
Well, you know what else would be good?
Yeah.
A 9-hole golf course in Coogee.
Look, as an individual, I'm with you, Joel.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm with you. But then you have to wear the hat of the decision maker who is not representing the individual, who is representing the whole community.
So it's funny that probably about 6 months ago, I spoke about on the podcast that, so I frequent that area a fair bit. It's a beautiful area to go, take the kids, take the dog. And there's a block of land around there that I said I've got my eyes on for a golf course. You know where the motocross section is? It's near the harbour where I can't remember the name of the big boat shed that's in there, but
Okay.
There's a motocross track that runs through there. It's undulating.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So it's right on one of the big bends before the caravan park that sort of runs down.
Right.
I think it's potentially further south than what we're
Further
talking.
south, further south.
That would be the best golf course in Western Australia. Right there, I'm telling you, I'll back it in for the Hills, but I just don't have the money.
Look, see, again, this is a thinking thing. This is the job of our politicians. They have to have a vision that what can they convert into a gold mine for the state. And that's what I keep telling my CEO, that your KPI should be to how to raise revenue for the city. Because if we can really sell this concept to the Tourism WA, that this is the prime land next to the ocean.
Yeah. It's the WA coast. We got so much of it.
And we can get so many, foreigners coming to our state just to play golf or just for wave park or something like that,
Yeah.
We have to make them attractive.
Well, I know, and I'll chat with Wayne Jack. Well, if I chat with Wayne Jack about this, who's the for Kwinana Council, they did all the studies towards feasibility, what they think revenue could come in. Yeah. They've done it all. So it'll be interesting to see what he's got to say about that, because they wouldn't be going ahead with this if they didn't know that they can make $1 for it.
Absolutely.
So the City of Cambridge, I feel like I could be making this up, and we don't do too much study on the podcast, so this will fit in. But I believe that the City of Cambridge was one of the only councils that went up, or they reduced their rates, or their rates stayed the same. It was the only one in the state because of the golf club. The golf club creates so much revenue. I believe, I could be wrong, I believe that drive range is the busiest in the Southern Hemisphere.
Wow.
Or it might be the course itself. I know Moore Park, which, have you heard about Moore Park? Yeah. So now they're turning that into a 12-hole golf course, which is a whole other subject. But there's no denying that Wembley's flat out.
Oh, Wembley.
So their council would be sitting there rubbing their hands together going, this is brilliant. We've got money coming in, hand over foot. It's a shame it's been put on the back burner.
Look, you never know. Depends on, after listening to your podcast and listening to the people's views in the community, things may move faster in the future. Who knows?
It'll be interesting to see if anything comes from this. Obviously, we appreciate everyone's opinions, but I feel like golfers are quite passionate people.
Oh.
So if you get someone out there that's heard this and gone, why the bloody hell, they had the opportunity, why have they said no? Maybe it reaches the right person that reaches out to the right person, and who knows, things can happen.
That's what I would have been personally very interested in seeing a golf course coming up in Coogee, but unfortunately there's other factors that played around in the sense that the capital, even the rates have gone up in our City of Cockburn, 6.75% to $1.
Yeah.
So we have to see how much money is in the kitty and where are the investors? Is someone investing in our project?
That's the sort of thing that can be involved. You get investors of descriptions to be involved.
In fact, that should have been the first, if you really ask me.
Yeah.
We are going the other way around. We are spending $500,000 in studies for the last 20 years.
I did see 385,000.
440,000 approximately.
So just under $500,000.
$500,000 has been
studies.
already invested.
I would have done it for half the price and just told you it's all good to go. There you go. You got my word. It's all good.
I just can't understand this, value for money. We have to have value for money kind of a concept.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if I was in a private role and I would have spent so much money and they would have said, I don't know whether it will come or not. They would have kicked me out. So
people lose jobs.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You don't deliver, you're out.
Exactly.
You can't take on any project for 20 years and keep pumping in money, ratepayers' money, just because we are not earning ourselves. The community pays us and we spend, so we don't feel the pinch.
I can understand why, the City of Cockburn, ratepayers, I'd understand why they're frustrated that all this money's been spent for nothing. But I feel like it's one of those cases where, and it's hard, if you're not a golfer, you wouldn't. But if you are a golfer, you'd sit there and go, well, we're this deep, let's go. That would be...
You need see, the big force, you have heard the consultants, right? You need a project consulting outcome in a short time. That, look, this can be profitable if we meet A, B, C, D criterion. right? And that would be somebody ready to invest or co-invest, let's say.
Yeah.
For example, you must have heard of the basketball courts in City of Cockburn, a $60 million project, wherein City of Cockburn is contributing 20 million, state is contributing 20 million, and we are trying to get 20 from the federal.
Okay.
It's a massive basketball stadium that we are building, along with the health club and things like that, for both free. I mean, everybody will be benefited out of it. So, we need something like that. And why that project came up quicker is because the CEO of Basketball Association, Cockburn Basketball Association, is a very dynamic person. That lady is very dynamic. She did lots of studies, met so many people, and probably made this happen. She would have engaged with the politicians, the state council, and everybody else. So that's how things have come up. But whereas in Cockburn, 20 years, we would have seen 8 or 9 CEOs come and go, and so many councillors come and go. Why did it not mature earlier?
Can we get the next CEO to be a golfer? I reckon that'd help
No,
us.
our CEO is a golfer, by the way.
Oh, come on, no, don't.
but then it is not. Such decisions are not taken by CEO. It's the council. It's the council. So
I know, and I know that I look at it from a very biased way of, well, I like golf. Let's make more golf. And that's a very simple way to look at it. And I understand that it's much more complex than that, but it is a shame. I'm sure a lot of people would agree that it is a shame. But
look, I got almost 35,000 responses on my post. Would you believe it?
Yes, I
35,000. I'm saying, okay.
It popped up on my social media, and I thought, I've never seen a councillor on my social media. So it's obviously
and majority were, I would say, whatever. I would put it 60 in favor and 40 against this, something like that.
See, that number doesn't surprise me, but equally, as a golfer, I know I see it. I feel like I've got blinkers on the whole time. Yeah. I'd assume it would be 80-20, towards golf.
Yeah.
And I know that, I look at it probably not the way you do. You're a golfer and you understand the bigger picture.
No, look, as I'm reiterating that I would have loved to see the course there. Loved it because it's close to my house. I've got my house paid up. So I can go and play in my
What a perfect scenario. Brilliant. Well, I guess I do have a couple of other lighter questions. It is a shame that it never got through because I was so curious to know how. I think in the best picture, I was thinking that there was already a course design layout. You could have shown me that the par 3 was going to stretch out towards the water and bits and bobs like that. But that doesn't matter. But what would be the best course that you think you've ever played? Where have you been?
Look, I played in Spain once. I was representing the Indian corporate golf team. There were 2 amateurs, 2 professionals. I was in the amateur category. So I played at La Manga.
Okay.
But if you're talking about Australia, I would love, cut.
I'm happy anywhere in the world.
Cut is my favorite.
The cut?
The cut.
I think it's hard to beat. It is a gorgeous golf course, especially here in WA. Yeah. I chucked Jack's Point hat on today because that's definitely my favourite place I've ever played. Jack's Point in New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
It's just one of the most gorgeous golf courses. Looks over Lake Wakatipu. It's just a beautiful golf course.
It's so soothing to play, in a lovely golf courses. You remember it forever. I mean, when I go to bed, I keep thinking, oh, my shots. Like the cut, I shot 85 2 weeks ago.
That's good.
And I was stoked, man. It was bad weather, cold, chilly, wet.
Oh, that would have been similar to when me and Hammer, the other guy on the podcast, we had similar conditions, probably the worst the cut's ever seen. But we played out of our skin.
Yeah.
So you shot at 85.
85, I got the little trophy. And,
well done.
So I was...
How many lost balls?
1 lost ball.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, 1 lost ball. But the first time when I played, I would have lost 6 or 7 balls.
It's a shock. It's tough
man.
out there.
It is tough.
Yeah.
It is very tough, actually.
And have you played much golf around Australia or just predominantly in WA?
Yeah, I played in Sydney. My brother lives there. So whenever I visit him, we play near his house in Concord. There's a Concord golf course.
Concord is one of my favourites.
Really?
There's a lot of golf courses that I play and I love, but then there's very few that I sit and think, I'd be a member here.
Exactly.
That place, I would love to be a member at Concord. It's isolated. You're in the middle of suburbia,
exactly,
and you can't tell there's a house on the other side.
No.
It honestly, it reminds me of if Royal Perth had more land. I think that's maybe a good way to think about Concord.
Near the metro town, yeah. And if you've been to India, I don't know, Delhi Golf Course.
Okay.
Right. It is one of the prettiest golf courses. You will see peacocks going around.
Oh, get out.
Absolutely. And there used to be the old, monuments where the kings used to live and all that. Still, there are remains there of buildings, small buildings.
Okay. I have watched a few. I would have watched, maybe is it the Indian Open or something, where they play on the DP World.
Yeah.
I do like looking at the course. Is there many courses in India?
Oh, it has become so popular in India.
Okay.
It has become so popular that people are queuing up, just like here.
Yeah.
To become a member or to play a golf course. People from Japan earlier used to travel to India to play on the weekend and fly back.
I'd imagine it's a very different style of course to Japan. Have you ever been to Japan?
No, I haven't been.
So I found this quite interesting. So Japan, I believe, is 80% mountainous.
Really?
So 20% is where they build the houses because it's flat up. So the golf courses are predominantly, or majority of them are in the mountains. So they've got drop-offs and the undulation and you're hitting through the mountains. Right. So I'd assume that India is quite opposite to that.
Yeah. India is largely flat except the coastal region in the down south or western part near Mumbai or Bombay, they used to call it.
Yep.
But north, where I used to live and play, was flat generally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the challenges were either long grass or bunkers and things like that. But Japanese, I was very surprised when somebody said, "Oh, look, they've come on the weekend, play and go back." I said, "Why can't they play in Japan?" Because they said they have to wait 6 months to get a booking.
It's chockers over there.
So
I feel like the boom in Japan. So we're over there in, I think was it October maybe? Yeah, we're over in October and we had a Golf in Japan. It's a company. They took us around and I learned a fair bit off them. They were saying that the boom's almost dying out now in Japan. They're actually getting rid of golf courses for solar farms.
Wow.
So apparently it's some political thing. They're trying to get more self-sustainable power. So solar farms are taking over the golf courses and it's a big thing at the moment.
You might have heard of the golf course down south. Where they were thinking of taking over the golf course and building residential houses and all that.
I believe it's bidding up. Was it Twiggy Forest?
Swan? Was it Swan? Up north. I forget the name anyway. So they had 27 holes, but then there was a pressure on the council to convert it into residential. I don't know what happened. So maybe you could...
Here in WA?
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
2 years ago. Wow. Similar case as Glen Iris. And the lawyer who was fighting for Glen Iris on behalf of the community, I think John Hammond, was the same lawyer who was
John
fighting.
Hammond?
Yeah.
From Jurassic Park?
No.
That's the guy. Sorry, my mind was elsewhere then. Sorry,
he's a lawyer. He's a lawyer.
Okay. So I believe John Hammond's passed away now. It is John Hammond.
There you go.
Is he?
Yeah.
Right. What a coincidence. I wonder if he does much on dinosaurs.
So there were pressures on Melville Glades, pressure on Glen Iris, and this is the one that I'm talking about. There was pressure to convert it into residential.
Yeah. Okay.
And the simple reason, I mean, look, you love golf and you're promoting golf. I don't want to say something, but it has to have the enough participation.
Yeah.
Tourism. Your own people and you're attracting tourism. So here is an opportunity. You can see it as a waste or you can see it as an opportunity, both ways.
Yeah. I would love, obviously I can't just ring up a golf course and say, hey, are you making money? But I feel like it almost needs to be done. How are golf courses going out there? I know, for instance, for a fact that Kwinana Golf Club's doing very well. Yeah. We've brought on a bunch of new members. You basically can't get a public booking, for a couple of weeks in advance because it's going so well. Yeah. Not much has changed at Kwinana Golf Club. The ground staff do a fantastic job. They're all golfers there, all the ground staff. They all play golf. So I feel like when they cut a pin, they think about it as a golfer, not just as a greenkeeper. Yeah. And that goes for everything. Raking a bunker, cutting the, so I know Kwinana Golf Club's doing very, very well. But I'd love to know how other courses are. I feel like maybe because I've got my blinkers on that I assume that all golf courses are going well.
No, look, you're not wrong actually. If you look at the courses around Cockburn, they're all busy. Kwinana, Melville Glades, Collier Park, Murray Park. Yeah, they're all and Fremantle Public Golf Course.
And they're all doing upgrades.
But in terms of profitability, I do not know. how they're doing return on investment. Because a golf course needs so much of land, so much of water, so much of maintenance. So it's all sort of, what are they recouping?
Yeah.
They're providing enjoyment to so many, good health to so many. So how do we quantify in terms of dollars?
Well, I could sit here and talk golf all day. I know I could. But it's been a pleasure having you come in. I appreciate your time. I really do. Is there anything else you wanted to add to it?
Yeah, we must play sometime.
I would love to. We got to play for something though.
Yeah, thank you.
We got this little side bet. Wait, hold on. Before I go any further, do you use iron covers or no iron covers?
No iron covers.
Okay, so we had a bet. We played. It's the John Daly Classic. So do you know who John Daly is?
Yeah, of course.
So we played a golf tournament between the three of us.
Yeah.
The John Daly Classic. But for every beer that you drank, it took a shot off your score.
Okay.
So,
I'm out. In the first place, I don't drink beer. I drink whiskey. So.
Oh God! Well, you can gladly drink whiskey on the course, but we had that, and I happened to lose, and the punishment was that I had to wear iron covers for 10 rounds.
Oh.
But the iron covers weren't just any iron cover. They had a zip on it and they went halfway down the... Oh, mate,
oh my God.
So if we play, we'll have to put a little bit of a side bet on it.
Yeah, no, we will. I'm definitely on for it. Except you give me 1 week notice. That's about it.
Beautiful.
And you're most welcome to play at Point Walter anytime Sunday morning. We tee off at 8 o'clock. And we have 5 flights booked throughout the year.
Okay.
So you don't have to ring them up. You just text me and I'll book it for you.
I'll book it in.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah, Sunday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joel.
Cheers.
Nice talking to you.